Is it ethically acceptable for the state to take a life as punishment for a crime? This question, profound in its implications, carries us into the heart of a debate that's as old as civilization itself: capital punishment. Imagine a man named Kenneth Eugene Smith. In 1988, Smith found himself entangled in a murder-for-hire plot that tragically ended the life of 45-year-old Elizabeth Sennett. The scheme, orchestrated by her husband, Charles Sennett, was set in motion with a mere $1,000, all in a bid to collect insurance money. The court convicted Smith, sentencing him to death. Years passed, filled with legal battles and appeals. The date of execution was set and then postponed. In 2022, an attempt to perform a lethal injection execution was called off due to difficulties in connecting an IV line. The state of Alabama then decided on a different approach: nitrogen gas, an untested method known as nitrogen hypoxia. Fast forward to the fateful day of Smith's execution. Strapped to a gurney, a mask fitted over his face, and a breathing tube controlling the flow of gas, Smith faced his end. As the nitrogen gas began to replace the oxygen in his system, Smith thrashed violently and gasped for air, a struggle that lasted a terrifying 22 minutes. The execution was observed by journalists and Smith's family. His final words were a damning indictment of the state, a heartfelt thank you to his supporters, and a silent, signed "I love you" to his family. The execution was also witnessed by the family of Smith's victim, a grim closure to a decades-old tragedy. Critics of the method, including Smith's attorneys, argued that it violated the constitutional ban on cruel and unusual punishment. Despite these concerns, the U.S. Supreme Court rejected Smith's bid to halt the execution. The case of Kenneth Eugene Smith is a stark reminder of the ongoing debate around the ethics of capital punishment. It highlights the controversies and questions that surround various methods of execution, particularly those that are experimental in nature. This narrative brings forth several key points. Firstly, the ethics of capital punishment remain highly contested, with opinions divided on whether it serves as a just punishment or a violation of basic human rights. Secondly, the methods used for execution continue to evolve, sometimes with controversial and distressing results. Lastly, the legal battles that often surround capital punishment cases can extend for decades, prolonging the agony for all parties involved. In the end, the question remains, does the punishment fit the crime? And perhaps more importantly, are we comfortable with the answer?